Moving on. So they split up.
Wait. You gotta let me digest that. What is like? You did prep me. You did tell me that this is the most controversial, craziest game.
That's not why it's controversial. No.
Are you kidding me right now? What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Side Tangent. It's your boy Jared.
Parker, hi.
And we are back with another exciting episode following the great hit game by the master himself, Hideo Kojima, who I didn't really know much about until the last two episodes. But his famous game, Metal Gear / Metal Gear Solid. This is part 3 of our series in preparation for the new game that just released, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater Delta. Did I say that right?
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Delta.
Okay.
But you got it right. You got it right.
So if you haven't seen the last two episodes, we talked about Metal Gears 1 and 2, which were on the MSX. And the first Metal Gear Solid game, which was the first 3D game, which was last episode. So check those out. This time we're talking about Metal Gear Solid 2, which I'm looking at the screen now is apparently called Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. And so I'm going to shut up now. Parker's going to take it over. He's going to explain the lore to me, and this is all brand new to me. So Parker, take it away, dude.
Perfect. And we're going to jump right in. The only preface I'll give is that Metal Gear Solid 2 is interesting in that Hideo Kojima had to basically do better than Metal Gear Solid 1, which was extremely popular. So the way he created a very unique game. I think it's a good game. I think it's a great game. But it's probably one of the most complex and potentially most controversial of all the Metal Gear Solid games. So
I like it.
Let's get into it. Metal Gear Solid 2 was released in 2001, but came out in the year... Sorry, but takes place in the year 2007, in the far future year.
2007. What was Little Parker doing in 2007?
I was probably throwing rocks at people and sneaking into dog houses and all sorts of things.
This is a story from a previous episode of Side Tangent. I'll drop the right here in the graphics. But pretty much what you're doing now.
Yeah. I haven't changed that much.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was in 4th grade. And I think the election year. So this is when Obama was about to become president, if I remember correctly.
And presidents have a big thing to do with this
It would
game.
be 2008. It's elections are every 4 years. What am I thinking?
Whatever.
Maybe he was running at this time.
Maybe he was running at this time.
Okay, so takes place 2007, released in 2001.
Released in 2001, shortly after 9/11. And we'll get back to that.
Not nice. Sorry.
So, it starts on George Washington Bridge in New York City. A man is walking along the bridge in the middle of the rainstorm. And after throwing away a cigarette, he starts running. The man then throws aside his rain gear and turns invisible and leaps across the edge. And we see that he has a bungee cord attached to him, which allows him to land on a tanker ship that's going underneath the bridge. As he lands on the tanker, there's an electricity storm, everything's shorting out, and we see that the person who just infiltrated is our boy Solid Snake.
Ooh.
And this is the intro to Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty.
That's a sick title screen.
It's a sweet title screen.
He shaved.
I mean, he has a beard. He has a kind of a goatee.
He has scruff. It's not
he has scruff, yeah.
It's not like the last game. He had like...
That's true. He's kind of cleaned up a bit.
Okay.
But he is far less funded now because he's not working with the government anymore. A bit behind the scenes of things that happened since 2005 when the Shadow Moses incident happened. Ocelot, as you know, managed to steal some of the information and schematics for Metal Gear Rex and revealed it to the world. So now every country has Metal Gear. There are Metal Gears all over the place.
Okay.
Snake and Otacon have gotten together and created a non-government organization called Philanthropy, whose whole goal is to just get rid of Metal Gears in the world. They think they're too dangerous and they cause too many wars. And Philanthropy recently got word from an insider that's potentially Otacon's stepsister that the U.S. Marines have created their own Metal Gear.
Wait, what? Wait, the stepsister thing?
Yeah. We don't... Otacon is like, I got word from like the Pentagon that the U.S. Marines have their own Metal Gear. And then like later in the mission, he's like, so I don't know who sent this to me, but their initials are the same as my stepsister, so I'm pretty sure it's my stepsister.
Wow, excellent detective work.
Yeah, I know.
What are his initials? I'm just curious. Or what are the initials?
Her initials are Emma Emmerich, so it would be EE, and whoever sent it was from EE, which is his nickname he gave to her. And he hasn't seen her in like over a decade, so he's like, there's no way no one else would know that. But even Snake's like, I'm pretty. This seems pretty shady.
Okay.
But whatever, we don't know they did. All we know is that the Marines have their own Metal Gear, and that it's hidden in this tanker. And so Snake and Otacon, their goal is for Snake to take pictures of Metal Gear Ray, which is what it's called, send it to Otacon, and then he's going to send it out on the internet. Reveal it to the world that the U.S. Marines have their own Metal Gear. But of course, it's a Metal Gear game. Almost immediately, everything goes wrong. So while Snake is sneaking around the Marines, a bunch of Russian mercenaries show up as well, and they start killing Marines. They're led by Colonel Sergei Gerlukovich. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
That sounded good to me.
And
sounded good.
He was actually mentioned in Metal Gear Solid. He was the Russian general that Liquid was going to sell Metal Gear to. And he's joined by his daughter, Olga, and by Revolver Ocelot, former Foxhound member.
Right,
Our boy,
right.
Ocelot. So Snake first confronts Olga while he's sneaking around, and she's pregnant. So obviously,
she looks pregnant.
she's like this crazy like mercenary. Her dad's like, I want you off this boat. Like, I don't want you in danger because you have my grandchild. And she's like, no, I will never abandon the men. And they're having this argument. And then you show up and pull a gun on her, and she pulls out a knife and shoots you with the knife because it has a secret bullet in there. And then you have this crazy fight. But obviously, Snake's not going to kill a pregnant woman, so he just shoots her with a bunch of tranquilizer darts, which is probably not good for a child, anyways.
Yeah. But I get the sinking feeling that this child's going to become important later on in this story.
I don't know. The child might be. But after the fight, a random drone flies by and takes a picture of Snake and then moves on. And he's like... Snake's like, I'm pretty sure that whoever sent us this intel might have just taken a picture of me. And then Otacon's also like, also, just so you know, there's someone who's listening to our call. They haven't done anything yet, but they're just sitting there listening to it. So this is super shady.
So Otacon knows that someone's listening.
He just can't tell who or why.
Can you stop them from listening?
He's not good enough for that. I think they changed channels.
What does he do again?
He's a computer hacker guy, and he designed the first Metal Gear. He's really smart. He's not really showing it in this opening scene, but he is smart.
Okay. All right.
It's not his finest moment though. But also they've been at it for 2 years, so maybe they're getting lazy. Snake successfully takes a picture of Metal Gear. He has a time limit for when he can take a picture because at the moment there's a whole like battalion of Marines listening to the Marine General who's explaining, like why the U.S. needs this Metal Gear to like establish a new global order. They're so intent on the speech that they don't realize that mercenaries are killing the people that are guarding it. They're just listening to the speech. So Snake gets some pictures, manages to send them to Otacon, but then Gerlukovich and Ocelot show up, and Gerlukovich is like, yes, we're going to steal this. They put bombs all over in the boat, so they basically have all the Marines hostage, and they also take the commander hostage. And Gerlukovich is like, we're going to use this Metal Gear to reestablish Mother Russia in all her glory. And then Ocelot's like, actually, change your plans. I'm going to betray you. And he shoots Gerlukovich and the commandant. And now all the Marines and mercenaries are shooting at each other, and Ocelot just like walks up and gets into Metal Gear Ray. But then he sees Snake.
Oh.
And then something crazy happens. I don't know if you remember, but at the end of in Metal Gear Solid, Ocelot had his arm cut off
by Gray Fox.
By Gray Fox.
Yes.
But he now has 2 arms, as you can see in this picture.
Oh.
So his arm, he had transplanted Liquid Snake's arm on him, and Liquid Snake's arm possesses Ocelot and takes over his body at the sight of Snake.
Oh, whoa.
So he starts speaking not with a Russian accent, but with a British accent.
Was Ocelot Russian this whole time?
Ocelot's Russian.
New. Okay.
Ocelot's a Russian cowboy, and Liquid's a British boy. And he starts speaking with a British accent, and it's like, hello, brother. It's been some time. And he's like, Liquid still hates Snake, so Liquid, through this arm, takes over Metal Gear Ray and tries to kill Snake and ends up destroying the entire tanker. So
this is the beginning of the game?
This is the beginning of the game. So the tanker ship is destroyed, and Ocelot escapes with Metal Gear Ray. It causes a huge oil spill and a huge ecological disaster, and philanthropy is blamed for it. Solid Snake is now seen as an eco-terrorist. However, Solid Snake is also confirmed as dead because his body is found at the scene. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, takes place in 2009,
what just
but it was
happened?
made in 2001. So, New York City.
Is this a new game? What just happened?
New York City.
Okay.
2 years previously, there was an oil tanker spill in New York Harbor, and the government has to deal with this huge ecological issue. So they built Big Shell, kind of like a giant oil rig-like structure.
Is that what I'm looking at right now?
That's what you're looking at right now.
Okay.
It's 2 giant oil rigs, basically, connected with a bunch of other platforms. And it's built to contain the oil spill and let scientists clean it up. A terrorist group calling themselves the Sons of Liberty, though, have just taken control of Big Shell.
Okay.
And not only that, but they have the president hostage.
But the president's not a good person.
Do you mean like in general, or?
Well, I thought the last game, the president's like related to Snake, right? Connected.
Yes.
Am I spoiling it? Sorry, go
No,
ahead.
you're not spoiling it. I'm going to say this. This is a different president.
Gosh dang it. Okay.
So
I guess this is okay. Elections happened.
They have the president hostage, and they're demanding $30 billion, or they'll kill the president, and also they'll light up the oil spill, which will cause a huge ecological disaster. I don't really get that one because like New York's already super polluted, so I don't know what. But whatever. Okay, so if they like light it on fire, it's gonna be a horrible disaster, and they'll kill the president. So, Foxhound is sending in one of their best, Snake, to go and rescue the president and stop the terrorist. Snake is helped by Colonel Campbell. At the same time, SEAL Team 10 is being sent in to also rescue the president, but Foxhound and Snake need to stay hidden.
This is the same. This is our Snake. Okay.
What kind of question is that? What do you mean?
I'm so confused. So we jumped 2 years into the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going. I'm going to stop asking questions.
So, Snake is going in, helped by Colonel Campbell, and SEAL Team 10 is also going in to like disarm the bombs and save the president. But Snake needs to keep himself hidden from SEAL Team 10. Almost immediately, weird things start happening. Colonel Campbell calls Snake and lets him know that his codename is being changed to Raiden.
Or Raiden. Raiden or Raiden?
Raiden.
Okay, that's sick. It looks like Raiden.
It does, but it's
Raiden's my favorite character from Mortal Kombat. Continue.
They pronounce it Raiden. Maybe I don't know.
No. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to fight.
No,
I'm just trying to communicate.
So Raiden sneaks into Big Show, and he finds that there's a bunch of mercenaries, some of the former Russian mercenaries, but they're all knocked out. And he sees someone sneak in right before him, so now he knows that there's another intruder. And then another weird thing going on is Raiden is also being helped by his girlfriend, Rose. She shouldn't be here. Raiden doesn't know why she's on the call, but she is. Rose cryptically asks Raiden if he remembers what day it is tomorrow. It's April 30th. She asks if he knows what that means, and he says, I don't remember. And she says, that's okay, you'll remember later. Every time you save, you have to call her, and she basically every time is like, do you remember what day it is tomorrow? We'll see.
Am I supposed to know what April 30th is?
No.
Okay.
That's something that Raiden should know.
Okay. I was like, am I forgetting a holiday or something?
No.
Okay.
So, as you might have guessed, this isn't our Snake. This is Raiden. I guess to describe Snake, oh my gosh. Wow. Bad stutter. To describe Snake, he's kind of like your classic looking, like action hero guy. He's got like brown long hair, scruff.
Yeah.
Raiden looks like
Prince Charming from Shrek.
Yeah, he looks like a pretty boy with long white blonde hair,
Okay.
and he doesn't look like Snake at all.
No. He looks like Gray Fox.
He kind of does look like Gray Fox. So Colonel Campbell also calls and it's not Gray Fox.
Okay.
This is a new character. Colonel Campbell calls and reveals that the terrorists, the Sons of Liberty, were a former group called Dead Cell. And they're being led by someone calling themselves Solid Snake. Colonel Campbell's like, it can't be Solid Snake because we confirmed he died in the Big Show incident, the legendary Solid Snake, so they have no idea who's leading. But so Raiden's first thing is he tries to find the president, so he kind of follows along in the footsteps of SEAL Team 10. And he walks in to all of SEAL Team 10 being brutally murdered and their blood sucked from them. They're being killed by the first member of Dead Cell, a crazy mercenary man, a Romanian who's a wizard with knives, and also a vampire. It's our boy Vamp. And he's
actually a vampire? Or that's like his persona?
He's seemingly immortal, and he sucks blood, and he has... I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
For all intents and purposes, let's just assume he's a vampire.
Okay.
But yeah, he dances around dodging bullets and just uses knives and brutally murders all of Dead Cell.
Nice.
Oof. This one isn't working either. That's okay. Basically what matters is that there's one SEAL team member who isn't dead yet, and Raiden and the SEAL member work to shoot at Vamp and manage to scare him off. And the surviving SEAL team member is Iroquois Pliskin.
Say that name again?
I think I'm pronouncing it right. Iroquois Pliskin. We'll just call him Pliskin.
Pliskin, okay. Nice. Is that Snake?
I don't know. Maybe it kind of looks like him.
Stop playing with my emotions like that, because you looked at me. I didn't think anything of this until you looked at me.
Pliskin immediately is like not able to like answer a lot of questions and stuff. He seems kind of shady.
Okay.
But he helps out Raiden, and he and Raiden talk for a bit. Pliskin is surprised that Raiden's part of Foxhound because Foxhound's been disbanded. And then Raiden's also like, I'm part of the VR missions. I've been trained entirely by VR. He's basically been trained by video games.
Nice. It's like Gran Turismo.
Like Gran Turismo, but war.
Oh, no.
Well, this isn't working. The picture isn't working, but I'll just say that after their encounter, Pliskin has to rest because he lost so much blood. Raiden continues, and we meet our next member of Dead Cell, a woman named Fortune. And her ability is basically that she's so lucky that she can't be killed. She's like Domino, is it?
Oh, yeah, from Deadpool?
From Deadpool.
Yeah.
She's kind of like that. Only her thing is...
X-Force.
Only her thing is she wants to die. She's like so desperate to be killed.
That is so dark.
And because she like, because all of her friends and family have been killed. And literally there's a scene where all the SEAL team members are shooting at her and the bullets are just like going around her. And she's like, none of you can kill me. Please, someone kill me. And then she holds up her giant railgun and kills them all.
Nice.
Campbell calls Raiden and lets him know that at the current moment, the president's going to have to take second priority. They first need to deal with all of the bombs that are on the Big Show, because that's the terrorist threat.
Okay.
The SEALs are all dead except for Pliskin, but they did bring a bombs expert with them. So that's your first thing, is to find the bombs expert. The bomb expert is Peter Stillman. He's a...
He looks like Dr. Phil.
He's a bomb disposal expert. But something else is that Stillman trained another member of Dead Cell, and the one who put all the bombs here in the first place, a man named Fat Man. So Stillman teaches you how to dispose of the bombs. You basically have to freeze them, and you and Pliskin go your separate ways. While Raiden's going about freezing all the bombs, you get a call from a mysterious person who calls themselves your biggest fan.
Oh my gosh.
They even try to use the same like code name as Gray Fox, but Raiden gets the reference because it's public knowledge about Shadow Moses, so he's like, okay, fine, call me Mr. X. And Mr. X will random times call Raiden to give Raiden advice. After that, while Raiden's again sneaking around freezing stuff, he runs into Olga.
Oh, right.
The pregnant woman from before. She's calling like some of her mercenaries. She's in charge of the mercenaries now that her father was killed. Mm-hmm. And she's talking to someone. She's on the radio talking about how there's a cyborg ninja running around.
Oh. I'm
Raiden
gonna
tries
say my
to
theories. Okay, keep going.
Raiden tries to hold her at gunpoint, but he's not Snake. She basically like triple flips and escapes immediately. So he's still a rookie. This is his first mission. Also, I forgot to say.
Wow, what a
First
mission to start off with.
I know.
Okay.
Or his first non-VR mission. So Raiden and Pliskin manage to freeze a bunch of the bombs, but freezing the bombs activates 2 giant bombs. And that was kind of like the whole secret, is that Fat Man installed the small ones to distract them. So now there's 2 giant ones. Stillman runs to one, and Raiden has to run to the other. And you only have 400 seconds to run and disarm this bomb. While you're running, Rose calls Raiden and is like, now's an important time we talk about our relationship and the time we first met. It's really funny.
Oh, poor Raiden.
And Raiden's like, I don't know if this is the right time. And Rose
A little
is
busy right now.
yeah. So, Raiden disarms the bomb, but Stillman is killed in the explosion.
The bomb's expert. Okay.
Yeah, the bomb expert. He has a whole backstory. We don't have time.
Yeah.
He's a cool, interesting
How
character.
ironic.
Then it turns out there's another bomb. The largest one yet. So Raiden has to run to that one too. While he's trying to find it, he runs into Fortune and Vamp. We didn't really see the picture before. Fortune's the lady on the left.
Okay. The one that can't die.
What?
The one that can't die.
The one that can't die. And you have a boss fight with her. And same thing, Raiden is no different. You cannot get a shot on her in this entire boss fight. You basically just had to survive. But then it's funny, Raiden tries to get a shot at her, and it ricochets around her and hits Vamp right between the eyes.
Are you serious?
And kills Vamp. And so then Fortune has now lost another comrade, and she immediately breaks down and is crying. And she's just holding his body, and Raiden just like awkwardly kind of sneaks around her and goes up the elevator, and it's super awkward. And then Vamp just wakes up, and he's like, it'll take more than that to kill me. So now he literally has a bullet hole between his eyes for the rest of the game.
This is crazy, dude. This is like, there's like superpowers now. What the heck? Okay.
So,
All right.
you now run into Fat Man. This is Fat Man.
Yep. He looks like a fat man.
He is a large man in a bomb suit who loves drinking wine from a glass with a straw. And he also has roller skates on. Fat Man talks about how he's going to destroy Big Show and everyone on board. He's gone rogue, even from the bad guys. He's on no one's side. And he's basically just going to make the biggest explosion to become famous. So while he roller skates around, you basically had to disarm his bombs and then, like, you know, kill him.
Okay.
And as he's dying, basically, like, he has a bomb underneath him that you had to drag off his body, dispose of the bomb. No more bombs, we're good. Campbell calls you now and says that there's a bunch of hostages, like all of the president's staff are held hostage, but you need to ignore them and just focus on the president. Raiden hates this, he wants to help everyone, but Campbell's like, just focus on the president right now. After that,
Whoa.
Mr. X shows up. Is a cyborg ninja.
Seeing deja vu.
I
Nope, that is not the phrase. That's not the saying.
No, that's deja vu's right.
I said I'm seeing deja vu. I think I'm seeing double or something like that. That's what I'm supposed to be saying. Anyways, go ahead. I'm seeing deja vu. Stupid.
Mr. X suggests that Raiden find Ames, who is the president's head of security, and Mr. X also gives Raiden some Russian mercenary like uniform so that he can sneak around. Raiden finds Ames and he reveals a lot. So first, Ames reveals that the president potentially is working with the terrorist, and also Big Shell and the entire oil spill was orchestrated to build a new Metal Gear. So the government planned it, and they're using this basically like huge oil field and this giant facility to build a new Metal Gear close to New York City without anyone noticing. And the Sons of Liberty are planning to use the Metal Gear to launch a nuke into the atmosphere, creating a huge EMP blast, which will destroy all electronics, and they're going to have an independent republic in Manhattan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seeing that Ocelot sees that a random Russian soldier is talking to Ames, so he walks up, and then Ames dies of a heart attack.
No, I forgot about this. Okay.
Raiden is unmasked in front of all the Russian soldiers, and they're all freaking out, and then Mr. X, the cyborg ninja, shows up, fights everyone, and Raiden can escape.
Okay.
After that, Pliskin calls Raiden to let him know he's hijacked a helicopter and they can start rescuing hostages. And he's like, also, I have a buddy with me who's a good helicopter pilot. It's Otacon. This basically confirms to Raiden his sneaking suspicion that this random seal is actually Solid Snake. We'll just call him Snake from here on out.
Okay.
But
so Plixen was Snake.
Pliskin was Snake the whole time.
I thought, okay, good thing I didn't say it out loud because I thought he was the ninja.
No, he's not the ninja.
Okay.
Who's the ninja though? Someone.
If it's Gray Fox again, I swear.
So after that though, Raiden's walking around and he encounters the leader of the Sons of Liberty. Someone calling themselves Solid Snake. Solid Snake is like in a helicopter close by. He's like, "No, that is not Solid Snake." And
I'm sorry.
starts freaking out.
Is that supposed to be who the guy claims? That's the guy claiming to be Solid Snake. Right
That
there?
old guy, yes. But then when he sees Solid Snake, he realizes
He looks like the Michelin Man.
he kind of looks. Well, this is a bad picture.
Yeah, I figured.
He starts calling himself Solidest Snake.
Okay.
So
That's the old president, right?
that's the former president.
Okay.
And he then says that he's going to surpass Big Boss, Liquid Snake, and Solid Snake, and they start having a fight. Dang it. Okay, so this slide isn't working either, but basically what happens is like Snake is still on the helicopter being piloted by Otacon. Raiden's just watching all this happen, and Snake starts using his machine gun and starts shooting at Solidus. But Solidus has like this, almost like an Iron Man suit that like simulates muscle, so like it grows and makes him buffer, and he starts like blocking all the bullets.
Ooh.
Then Solid Snake shoots a grenade, and that throws Solidus off of the bridge that he's on, and he lands on a hovering Harrier jet that's being piloted by Vamp.
Gosh, okay.
And so Solid Snake is like, a helicopter cannot deal with a jet, so we're out of here. And he throws Raiden a bunch of Stinger missiles, and it's like, deal with this. They fly off, and you had to shoot down the jet as it like flies around you.
Whoa.
And after you shoot it down,
oh my god.
Metal Gear Ray jumps out of the ocean and catches the downed Harrier, and Solidus' eye gets injured, but he's still alive, and he tells Vamp to get out. So Vamp jumps out, runs over the water, and then runs straight up the oil rig.
That was pretty sick.
It's pretty sick. So after all this drama, Raiden continues to find the president. He finds the president, President Johnson, who immediately gropes Raiden.
Okay.
And then the president's surprised that Raiden's a man. I don't know why he does that. I've never found an explanation why.
Well, yeah, maybe it's just saying that the president's a creep. So, because the president didn't think that Raiden was a guy?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So the president's a creep in this.
Either way, he's a creep. I don't know why he does that. Okay. There's a few this game, there's a few times where there's just a lot of exposition.
I'm sorry. I have whiplash right now. You went from the Metal Gear Ray just jumps out and grabs the Harrier jet. Vamp runs up the wall, and then the president gropes Raiden. You're like, what the
heck? So the president reveals that America and democracy and the power of the president is all a front. America is actually controlled by a secret organization called the Patriots. President is just a figurehead. The Patriots control everything, the economy, the military, media, everything. The leaders of the Patriots are these 12 men known as the Wise Man Committee. No one knows who they are. The president, the only reason he okayed this whole Metal Gear thing is he wanted to use it as a bargaining chip to maybe get on the committee because he was tired of being a figurehead. But Solidus came in then and kind of took over, and he's going to use it to actually kill the Patriots. The president, you already figured this out, but the president reveals that Solidus is the previous president, George Sears, and also the third clone of Big Boss. And the president reveals that the big shell, the thing they're on, is actually the new Metal Gear.
Ooh.
Or I guess it's technically on. Okay, so there's a ginormous Metal Gear underneath Big Shell called Arsenal Gear. It looks like a giant stingray, basically. It's a flying...
Okay.
It's like the size of several buildings.
Okay.
And it has a huge swarm of Metal Gear Rays inside it to protect it. And the whole reason why why Arsenal Gear is so powerful is that its main purpose is to control the flow of information, the internet. Inside of it is an AI called GW, George Washington. And like Arsenal Gear's whole purpose is to protect GW. Solidus is going to use the nuclear blast to knock out the Patriots' control of Manhattan so that GW can't censor anything and so that they can be free from the Patriots' control. President Johnson orders Raiden to find Emma Emmerich, Otacon's stepsister.
Okay.
Because she's in Big Shell and she can upload a virus to destroy GW. And then the president asks Raiden to shoot him. Because the terrorists need his like biometrics to basically like activate all these nuclear sensors. And the president's like, if you kill me, they won't be able to do that. And Raiden's like, no, I'm not gonna kill the president. And so they're arguing, and then Ocelot walks into the prison cell, shoots the president, and walks out. Just like doesn't even pay any attention.
Okay.
So now as the president is dying, he tells Raiden, without free will, there is no difference between submission and rebellion. And then he dies. So Raiden's new objective is to find Emma.
Okay.
On his way to her, he runs into Vamp again.
Gosh, this little guy.
Vamp is literally dancing on water, and you have a crazy fight, but you manage to kill him.
How?
By shooting him a ton. Well, so, okay. It's not important.
Okay.
I can explain. There's more to it, but like we don't have time.
Okay.
Raiden finds Emma, but at this point, most of Big Shell is flooded, and Emma is extreme. She has a phobia of water due to her almost drowning as a child because Otacon's father rode his wheelchair into the pool and drowned himself and was holding Emma at the time and almost drowned her. So she's scared of water.
Oh gosh, dude.
She's also scared of bugs and all sorts of things. So it takes you a long time. Like the actual player takes you like around an hour to get her back to the computer room that Otacon and Snake are at. It takes you a long time. You have to like hold her hand the whole time. You need to like, she has to be on your back and you need to swim the whole time. Oftentimes Rose will call you because she's getting jealous that you're spending so much time.
Okay.
So all this drama happens. But finally at the end, Emma's walking along a sea bridge while you and Snake provide sniper cover. And then Vamp shows up.
Oh gosh. Okay.
And mortally wounds her. As she's dying, they manage to upload her virus, but it stops when it's only 90% uploaded. Someone messed with it. So we don't know what the virus did or if it's even working. As Emma is dying, she asks if Otacon could call her Emma, not his nickname for her EE. But Otacon's like, no, that's weird. And then she dies.
Wow.
And then in his guilt, Otacon reveals that the reason that their family fell apart and his father tried to drown himself with Emma is because Otacon was romantically involved with Emma's mother.
Dude, what the freak is happening? Yeah, see, that's you see Snake's face. He's like,
I'm Snake. It's so awkward.
He's like, what?
Moving on. So they split up.
Wait, you gotta let me digest that. What is like? You did prep me. You did tell me that this is the most controversial, craziest game.
That's not why it's controversial. No,
are you kidding me right now?
The whole reason it's controversial is because you play as Raiden, not as Snake. I mean, that part is super weird, but like,
what the freak? Okay,
so,
gosh.
So,
oh look, the invisible ninja.
So yeah, so Snake cheers up Otacon and they have like a weird handshake, and so then Otacon takes Emma's pet parrot and leaves to go help the hostages, and then Snake and Raiden go their separate ways. Oh, Snake and Raiden go and they're gonna like try to stop them, but then the Mr. X shows up and Snake seemingly betrays Raiden, being like, I don't remember telling you I was ever on your side. It's revealed that Mr. X is Olga.
Oh.
And then Olga knocks out
Wait, but there was Olga.
Hmm? But she was also X the whole time. She would sneak away and put on the suit and then like fight against her own men.
Yep, that's right. She got away when... Right, okay, keep going.
So she knocks out Raiden. Raiden wakes up, and he's imprisoned by Solidus and Ocelot. Solidus reveals that Raiden is his son. He found Raiden as a child in Liberia and raised him as a child soldier during the Liberian Civil War. So from day one, Raiden's been like killing people. He was extremely violent, and that's how Raiden got the nickname Jack the Ripper and the White Devil. So,
okay,
has quite the messed up story. And he basically, after the war ended, he managed to sneak away, and Solidus is like, I assume you got back here to America. But it's like, I never thought I'd see you again. I taught you how to kill. So, after this, Olga shows up again, and she reveals that she was sent by the Patriots to help Raiden. And the reason is because the Patriots have her child. And if Raiden's heart stops beating, they're going to kill her child. So she has to make sure that he lives. So she frees Raiden. Raiden escapes. And while he's escaping, Campbell calls him again. And Campbell's calls are increasingly very strange and weird. First off, he starts saying that, like, hey, you're playing a role-playing game. You need to turn the game console off now. And then Rose calls and says, you're playing too close to the screen. It's going to ruin your eyes. And then also, they started talking about how you need to infiltrate Outer Heaven. And then Raiden also reveals that he's like, Campbell, I've actually never met you in person. And then Campbell's last words are, we have Rosemary. And then cuts the call.
Oh my gosh.
After that, Rose calls Raiden and reveals that she was a spy sent by the Patriots. Her hair color, her interests, her mannerisms were all orchestrated by the Patriots so that Raiden would fall in love with her. She's been a complete act. But she says that her falling in love with Raiden was not an act. Raiden's obviously like, how can I don't know what's going on. There's vampires and stuff. How can I trust you? And then her voice starts distorting, and as the call cuts, she reveals that she's carrying his child.
Dude.
Anyways.
Pause real quick.
Okay.
I'm getting a little confused about... So there's the Sons of Liberty.
There's the Sons of Liberty.
There's the Patriots.
So Sons of Liberty are the terrorists led by Solidus.
Okay.
Who's in open rebellion against the Patriots. Who's the secret, like, the Illuminati that control America.
And then... But then there's still Liquid and Ocelot, and they're separate from Solidus.
Ocelot is working for Solidus right now.
That's what it is.
Liquid is just an arm transplant.
You're right. That
occasionally possesses.
The same person. Okay.
So, Raiden meets up with Snake.
Okay.
Snake gives Raiden his gear back and Olga's katana. And basically, he's like, thanks for letting us sneak in. That's why we, like, betrayed you. And we have to go and stop GW and Arsenal Gear. Currently, Arsenal Gear is flying towards Manhattan.
Okay.
So basically, Snake has a gun, you have a sword, and you just go around fighting all these people. While they're fighting, Otacon calls you and reveals that, like, the calls you've been getting from Campbell have been coming from inside Arsenal Gear this whole time. And it's completely possible that the Colonel Campbell that's been calling you is actually the GW AI. It is.
Oh, okay.
So the GW AI has been manipulating you the whole time. As time is going on, this is probably because of the virus that Emma uploaded, but things keep getting more and more chaotic. At one point, the game says, like, the mission has failed, and you had to keep playing. At one point, your mini-map gets replaced with a video of a woman. Everything's, like, getting glitchy and stuff. Everything's breaking down. Raiden is really having a breakdown at this point. He's like, is Rose even real? Did I ever even really meet her? Am I real? Like, is all of this just, like... Because there's nanomachines in his head that, like, he's like, are all my memories fake? And Snake has to, like, reassure him and stuff. He's like, you can see me. I'm flesh and blood. I'll be honest, though, I don't think Snake's reassurance is nearly good enough for the amount of trauma.
Yeah.
But Snake's trying his best.
There's a lot of information that this guy has.
There's a lot.
Okay.
So they run into Fortune, and Fortune's like, are you finally the man that can kill me? So Snake stays behind to fight Fortune, and you go up to confront Solidus. And Solidus reveals that Raiden was part of the S3 plan, the Solid Snake simulation. Basically using VR to make someone just like Solid Snake.
Okay.
Which is what Raiden literally is.
Right.
The perfect soldier does, instead of using like the cloning of Big Boss, instead you can just use virtual reality to make someone think and act like Solid Snake.
Okay.
But Raiden has to die now. And then Solid reveals he has an entire swarm of Metal Gear Rays. So he had to fight them all off.
Wow.
Here's also a cool fact. Each one has like a number, and it's Ray-Rose. But then like the S is like 1 or 2 or stuff. So it's like maybe named after his girlfriend. Is his girlfriend even real? Reality is still breaking down. Don't know what's going on. But you defeat them all.
Okay.
Then Solidus is going to kill you. So Olga jumps in because again, she needs to make sure he's alive for her child to survive. But Solidus uses his Doc Ock arms and kills her.
Oh.
I know. Olga's pretty cool. But she sacrifices herself. But then the Metal Gear Rays start going haywire because of Emma's virus. So Solidus is forced to destroy most of the Metal Gears. After that, Fortune shows up. They're now all on the roof of Arsenal Gear as it's flying.
Okay.
And basically, Solidus is like, "Hey, Fortune, I know that you're about to betray me." And she's like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm going to like hijack Arsenal Gear." And he's like, "You know what? I don't even care. The only reason I got Arsenal Gear is so I could find out what GW was going to censor from the internet, so I can figure out what the names of the Patriots are, so I can go and kill them all." And basically, he wants to find the names of the Patriots Wise Man Committee. He's like, "Me and Ocelot are going to kill all the Patriots." And then Ocelot's like, "Whoo, I'm actually a triple agent. He's working for the Patriots." And he reveals that S3 is not turning Raiden into Snake. S3 is actually completely recreating Shadow Moses. So that's all of Big Shell finding Solidus, who has a similar relationship as Big Boss to Snake, having someone die of a heart attack and making sure there's a cyborg ninja. It was all to make sure that, even having a virus, to make sure that everything was as similar to Shadow Moses as possible.
What?
So
what? Wait. Okay, never mind. You know, we'll keep going.
We'll get to that. I think. I don't know if the answer's ever good enough. The virus also that Emma uploaded was actually used to just remove the names of the Patriots. So now Solidus can't even find the Patriots. And basically, he's saying like, Ocelot's saying is like, we've proven that with our manipulation, given the right situation and story, anyone can be turned into a snake. Look at Raiden. He's been following orders and killing people this whole time. Never even met the people. They can just it's for like studying how far they can take manipulation. Ocelot then reveals to Fortune that her luck was actually just an electromagnetic shield that the Patriots made, and shoots her.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And then he uses the Metal Gear Ray to start shooting missiles at them. And I don't know why, but Fortune just starts using her powers again. She basically just believes and actually uses luck to shoot the missiles away. So she saves everyone, but she dies. But then at this opportune moment, Liquid takes over Ocelot's body again. And
where's Vamp? Sorry, keep going.
I don't know where Vamp is right now.
Because he didn't die.
He didn't die. I don't know where he is.
Okay.
Well, he got shot in the head and like fell into the ocean, but that's also happened 3 times. So
okay, keep going.
Liquid takes over, and Liquid's been like, "I've been waiting for this moment, but there can only be one Snake." So he also reveals that he was the one that sent the original leak to Otacon at the very beginning. And this whole was so he could kill Solid and Solidus. And so Liquid takes Metal Gear Ray, jumps into the ocean, and Snake dives after Liquid. Okay, so Arsenal Gears, because of the virus, crashes into New York City. We don't see any of that because of 9/11.
Right.
But there was a lot of footage. There was a lot of footage of Arsenal Gear just falling into Manhattan and destroying everything. You don't see any of it.
Right.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. Who would have known?
Who would have known?
Who would have known?
You eventually are resting at the bottom of you're next to Federal Hall, where George Washington was confirmed to be the first president.
Okay.
And then so you and Solidus are just kind of like lying there. And Solidus is like, do you know what today is? It's April 30th. It's the day that George Washington became president. And that the day that I was going to liberate America from the Patriots.
Okay.
Are you ready for the final and craziest lore dumping of the whole game?
I guess.
So, Raiden gets a call from GW, or Campbell, who obviously is actually an AI this whole time. And they reveal that the Patriots have been behind everything, obviously, but that at the turn of the century, they were able to have complete control of genetics, which is true, which happened in our timeline as well. They could control genetics, and they could like basically control the evolution of humanity. But with the advent of the internet, there's now too much information that they can't control. There's basically the issue is there's too much information, and all of it's basically stupid. There's too many memes. There's too many jokes. There's like just how in genetics, like natural selection happens. That's not happening with the flow of information. It's causing humanity to become stagnant. So GW's purpose is not of censorship, which Raiden is claiming they are, but rather of context. They want to control the content and make sure that only ideas that will be helpful to humanity and only information is able to stay. They basically want to become the natural selection for all information. Just like genetics. Hi, cat.
My cat has made another entrance. We did not know he was in the room.
And then the AI reveals that S3 doesn't stand for Solid Snake Simulator, but also actually stands for Selection for Societal Sanity. This whole thing was just a test to basically see, could AI use this censorship and context of information to completely control people and the narrative, and obviously they did. And now, and Raiden's like, was Rose ever real? To which he says, of course I am, Jack. You have to believe me.
It says the lie is all capitalized.
The lie is all capitalized.
Okay.
And basically, the AI says that, like, Jack, you've done great. With this entire test has been a great success, but now you have to kill Solid Snake. Because we're telling you to. He's like, no, I'm not going to listen to you anymore. And he's like, if you don't, we'll kill Olga's daughter, and also Rose, if she does exist, will also be killed. So,
oh my gosh, dude,
you have to go and fight Solidus. You guys have a crazy katana fight at the top of.
That's epic.
It's really awesome. Solidus reveals that he killed your parents, and then basically Raiden cuts him from top of spine he severs his spine. Blood shoots out. Solidus falls down to the feet of the statue of George Washington, reaches up to him, and then dies. So, obviously, and so basically, 9/11 level of destruction has happened in New York City. There are a few cops, but most people are just going to their day jobs. Everyone's just walking the streets, kind of ignoring the rampant multi-building destruction. Clearly, Raiden is again having a breakdown because he's like, is this real?
Okay.
Snake walks up. Again, what he says is cool. I don't know if it's really good enough for the trauma, but he's basically saying, like, look, truth is often subjective. Most things are fiction. Most things that we feel are fiction. Doesn't matter what was real or not. What matters is the feelings you have. You now have a chance for a clean slate and to choose your own legacy, just like me. And he's also, Snake says, we've inherited freedom from those who fought for it. We all have the freedom to spread the word, even me. Snake's like, okay, I'm going to dip now, and I'm going to find Olga's child. And also...
He's like, goodbye.
he's also like, I'm also going to track down Liquid, because I put a tracker on him, and we're going to find the Patriots. And he's like, also, you have someone to talk to, and he leaves. And it's Rose. Rose was real.
Nice.
She does have his child. I think she was a spy. I also don't know if Rose ever talked to you the entire game. It could have been an AI the whole time. We
Right.
don't know. But
Okay.
all that matters is that she seemingly does have feelings for Jack. And he's choosing... It's cool, actually. So he has... You choose your name, obviously, at the start. Say who your name is. And at the end of the game, Jack has dog tags that have the player's name. And at the end, he throws them away. Basically showing that he's not going to be controlled by the Patriots or the player. He's going to live his own life.
Wow.
And he chooses to live with Rose. And we're going to end these two slides first with a speech from Snake. And Snake says, "Life isn't just about passing on your genes. We can leave behind much more than just DNA. Through speech, music, literature, and movies, what we've seen, heard, felt, anger, joy, and sorrow, these are the things I will pass on. That's what I live for. We need to pass the torch and let our children read our messy and sad history by its light. We have all the magic of the digital age to do that with. The human race will probably come to an end sometime, and new species may rule over this planet. Earth may not be forever, but we still have the responsibility to leave what traces of life we can. Building the future and keeping the past alive are one and the same."
Wow.
And in the closing credits, Otacon calls Snake and reveals that he's found the identity of all the members of the Wise Man community. There's just one issue. They're all dead. And Snake asks, when did they die? And Otacon says, about 100 years ago. And that is Metal Gear Solid 2,
No.
Sons of Liberty.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I'm like brain dead right now because I feel like usually I'd react to all the things, but there were so many twists and turns in that entire time.
I know. I don't know how effectively we could tell this story because of how many plot twists there are.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know where to start. Where's Vamp? Did Fortune actually die?
Fortune's dead. Vamp is, I'll just say, running around.
Yeah, okay,
Vamp's
he's
still
over there
around.
being a stupid little vampire. Oh my gosh, dude. Alright guys, thanks for watching this episode. No, I'm kidding. Man, I am, oh my gosh, that is crazy. I thought what was going to happen, I thought the whole thing was still VR.
There's a theory that's
still the case.
There's a theory there's a theory that anytime you play Metal Gear Solid 1, it's Raiden playing in VR that game.
Whoa!
And there's a game for the Game Boy Advance called Ghost Babel, Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel, which is another random Solid Gear adventure, and random Solid Snake adventure, and that's another one that fans are more sure is probably Raiden playing in VR. And there's also, when you play Metal Gear Solid 1, there's VR missions you can play.
Okay.
That's like training levels, but it's like, oh, it's just Raiden. So, yeah. Kojima did it again.
Wow. That was a lot.
That was a lot.
Wow. Okay.
I try to simplify it. I'm
Biggest
sure.
takeaway: President's a perv.
Maybe. I mean, so is Otacon, so.
Yeah, but we won't get into it.
We won't get into it.
Dang. Okay. Well, so the next game we're talking about is Metal Gear Solid 3.
It's Metal Gear Solid 3.
And that is, so Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Delta is the remake of the one that we're going to talk about next.
It's the one we're going to talk about next. And
Okay.
we're probably going to pause this Metal Gear Solid discussion after that, unless it's popular enough, and then we'll keep it going. But for the foreseeable future, we might take a bit of a break. And then if 3 goes well, then the next game we'll be talking about will be Metal Gear Solid 4, which is not as complicated. It's up there.
It's up there.
3 I think will be a nice breath of fresh air. 3 is a really well told story. 4 is trying to connect all the loose threads from 2, which is obviously kind of an impossible task.
Right.
So 4 is similarly kind of crazy, but 3 is a pretty solid way to end, I think, this section of Metal Gear.
All right. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do after this, so I'm excited though. I love it.
That's how I was when I played the game.
It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful story. It really is. It's very impressive that someone thought of this.
It just doesn't make any sense.
I'm hoping that it does eventually.
I don't.
Well, thanks. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
well, what's the point of doing this then?
No,
I'm
most
kidding.
of it makes sense. It's just funny that S3 has 3 different acronyms. Ocelot betrays everyone. AI rules the world, and no one knows what's real anymore.
And no one knows where Vamp's at.
And no one knows where Vamp is.
Okay. I love it. Thank you, Parker. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know down below what you think of these series. We're thinking of doing more series like this of just different lore that we are passionate about. Shout out to all you guys. Just want to say love you guys. Any last words?
That's all I got.
Any last words? That's all I got.
Just, you know what? Just pass on good vibes to the next generation. Look up Snake's speech. It's really good.
All right. Love you guys. Catch you next time.